This point in camp, what are you liking that you're seeing? What are you hoping for some improvements with?
Well, first of all, I really like our team. We got a great bunch of guys. They're excited to be here. They're really a tight-knit group. They're enjoying the time with each other and with their coaches. The second thing I would say is we're working hard. We're taking baby steps. But it's real important that we don't put the cart before the horse. There's obviously a lot of excitement about the season, coming off a good year last year, and some of the things we've tried to do as a program in the community have gotten people excited. This is an example of it here tonight. But we've got a lot of practices left this preseason, and we've got a very difficult opponent coming in on week 1, so we've got to take it day by day.
I know the hope is always that if guys get a little taste of success, that motivates them to get more. For the guys that experienced last season, particularly playing in a bowl, has there been an extra step for them, I guess, in practice this season?
You know, we've got a neat mix of guys on the team because some of our older players were here when times weren't very good, and they haven't forgotten that, and yet they still had a taste of that bowl game last year and a 6-game winning streak and winning a bunch of close games. So we've got a nice balance right now in our veterans and the leadership on this team that they've seen both sides of the coin. So they're excited about what's going on, but they're staying fairly grounded about it too.
Let's start with Keith. Obviously, the hope is that he stays healthy throughout the season, but just talk about where you're setting the bar for him given everything he's already accomplished.
You know, he sets a pretty high bar for himself. And if there's any one area I would say I'd love to see that interception number come down a little bit. It's very low to begin with, but we think that highly of him and his decision making and his knowledge of what all 22 are doing, that I really believe he can pull that off. He's one of several guys on offense that are real students of the game and just a pleasure to be around every day.
How are the backups looking? Obviously, Keith had missed the Ohio game last year, so you got to be prepared just in case. How are the backups looking right now?
Yeah, it is critical that a strong backup quarterback emerges because, as we all know, you are only one play away from that guy going in the game. And we had a great backup quarterback in Kelly Page last year who's now working for our athletic department. He's still around, but he's not in pads. But we've got a nice battle going on between Ozzie Mann and Kyle Kamen for the backup job. And Jack Milas, a true freshman, has also done some good things in camp. So one of the questions we have to answer in the next week or so is, who will that backup be? And then obviously getting him as ready as he can be in case he has to play against Illinois State.
Obviously never a bad thing when you got all your skill guys back. Just talk about the potential explosiveness of this offense given the guys that you have.
Well, it's nice to have a lot of different guys that you can put the ball in their hands, whether it be our 2 tailbacks, Zane Fakes, our tight end. We have a number of receivers that we certainly trust. So that makes us a little bit harder to defend. And with Keith having been slowed down with this minor knee injury that he had, it's given our backup guys a chance to work with some of those first teamers because the cadence is always going to be different, the timing is always a little different. So it's really been a blessing in disguise for us here during preseason.
Juwan's coming off a great year, 1,400 yards on the ground. What does he do for an encore?
This guy shows up with his lunch pail every day. He's so passionate. He's so determined. He's so appreciative. He got up in front of our team about a week ago and said, if I wasn't here at Ball State, I'd be playing Division II football in the state of North Carolina, and I am going to do everything I possibly can every day to take advantage of this opportunity. Now, what more can be said? I mean, this is a guy that just brings it every day, and people rally around him.
Defensively, you've got quite a bit of talent on that front group. Do you feel like it's going to start up front with that group and they set the tone for everyone else?
We do have experience and talent with our first group of defensive linemen, but just like every other position, you've got to develop depth. You can't go through 70, 80 plays in a game with 4 guys on the D-line, so we've got to develop better backups, and I think we got some young guys that are trying to push themselves along there. Some new faces on defense, some young guys, but some young talent that's got a lot of potential.
I know coaches don't like to read too much into preseason awards lists and all of that. That's more for us than it is for you guys. But given how many of your players are popping up on preseason watch lists, does that just indicate to you that maybe people are starting to wake up on Ball State a little bit?
Well, we're building some credibility, and it's good propaganda. And we appreciate the fact that people are taking notice of what we've done. But we realize it's based off last year, and we've got to go out and earn it this year. And one of the things that's gotten us this far, this fast, is taking it day by day, not putting the cart before the horse, respecting every opponent we play, and it's important that we stay real grounded moving forward.
Just the last question for you. Do you feel like the conference as a whole, given Northern Illinois last year, Kent State, you guys playing in a bowl game, is this conference really moving in the right direction?
It's a great league, and specifically the western part of the league is so deep from top to bottom. So many quality programs that are really committed to having a great football team. We play some tough crossover games. Of course, we got a tough out-of-conference schedule as well. But I enjoy being in the MAC and love the competition week in and week out.